Before going to video, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe the channel. Okay, let's start. The verb to be can use to create interrogative form sentences and negative form sentences. In this lesson we are going to look at how to create interrogative sentences and negative form sentences using be verbs. First of all, let's take some examples and of interrogative form sentences, and try to understand the sentence pattern. He is a teacher. I am childish. You are with your friends. The first three sentences of example are present tense sentences with is am are be verbs. When it turned to question form, be verb comes to front as is he a teacher? Am I childish? Are you with your friends? Okay. Then take these sentences. I was foolish. You were at home. They were enemies. These sentences are examples for past tense sentences with was were be verbs. When it turned to question form, be verb comes to front as was I foolish? Were you at home? Were they our enemies? Okay. Then take these sentences. She will be a good housewife. Your friends will be in the examination hall. I will be your friend. These sentences are examples for future tense sentences with will be verb. When it turns to question form, will comes front of sentence and the word be placed after the subject of sentence as will she be a good housewife? Will your friends be in the examination hall? Will I be your friend? Be verbs can be used to say negative form sentences. For that negative form of be verb is used as is not isn't, am not, are not aren't, was not wasn't, were not weren't, will not be won't be. Let us take some examples and see how form be verbs applies in the sentences. Ricky is not, isn't, a driver. London isn't a small city. I am not afraid. Your books aren't in the cupboard. It wasn't a new one. They weren't at the bus stand. You weren't selfish. She won't be songstress. Your bicycle won't be under the mango tree. They won't be cruel. Can you understand the sentence pattern? Okay. Every negative form sentences has created under this pattern. Subject and negative form of be verb and complement. Then we are going to look at how to create negative question form sentences. When we create negative question, the contracted, short form, of the negative verb must be used before the subject. Let us see how we make questions using these verbs. He is a police officer. Your office is in third floor. I am a student. You are sleepy. These four example sentences are indicating present tense sentences of be verbs. When it turns to negative questions form sentences, sentences are created like this. Isn't he a police officer? Isn't your office in third floor? Am I not a student? Are you sleepy? That means the negative form of the sentence is come to front of the present tense sentence. When creating negative form questions. Okay. Let's see the other sentences. I was the chairman. They were at the junction. People were under a severe economic problem. You were a school prefect. These four example sentences are indicating past tense sentences of be verbs. When it turns to negative questions form sentences. Wasn't I the chairman? Weren't they at the junction? Weren't people under a severe economic problem? Weren't you a school prefect? That means the negative form of the sentence is come to front of the past tense sentence. When creating negative form questions. Okay. Let's see the other sentences. He will be a good citizen. They will be at the entrance. These two example sentences are indicating future tense sentences of be verbs. When it turns to negative questions form sentences. Won't he be a good citizen? Won't they be at the entrance? That means the negative form of the verb is come to front and the verb be replaced after the subject. of the future tense sentence when creating negative form questions. Apart from that, there are another two sentence pattern that we can use to create. Be verbs contain sentences. Pattern number 1. There be noun prepositional phrase. This pattern is used to express something that we do not know exactly. We can create sentences using be verbs under this pattern as mentioned in the table below. When these sentences turns to question form, be verb comes front, then the word there, then the rest of the sentence is placed as mentioned in the example sentences. Okay. The other thing is we can create the negative form sentences and negative question form sentences as well. Let us look at some examples. When it turns to negative form sentences, the negative form of the be verb or the word no is used as mentioned in the example sentences. When these sentences turns to negative question form, negative form of be verb comes front, then the word there, then the rest of the sentence is placed as mentioned in the example sentences. Pattern number 2. Subject has have had complement. Has have had words may be familiar to you. We use these words when express the possession of someone or something. In the present tense has and have are used respectively with singular and plural subjects. In the past tense had is used for both singular and plural words. We can create sentences using has have had verbs under this pattern as mentioned in the table below. When these sentences turns to question form, has have had verb comes front, then the subject of sentence, then the rest of the sentence is placed as mentioned in the example sentences. Okay. The other thing is we can create the negative form sentences and negative question form sentences as well. Let us look at some examples. When it turns to negative form sentences, we can use the verb has have had with the word no. Or, we can use the verb does not, do not, did not with the verbs has, have, had respectively. Or, we can use negative form of the verbs has have had with the word any as displayed in the example sentences. When these sentences turns to negative question form, negative form of has have had verb comes front. After that subject of the sentence, then the word any, then the rest of the sentence is placed as mentioned in the example sentences. Or, doesn't verb come to front, then subject, then the verb has, then the rest of the sentence. Or, don't verb come to front, then subject, then the verb have, then the rest of the sentence. Or, didn't verb come to front, then subject, then the verb had, then the rest of the sentence. Hope you all learned well. Thanks for watching. Please share.